So please indulge me. You ordered me to come.
You're already eating into
yes,
your
please.
time.
Honorable Speaker, let me begin by saying that all these questions we are grappling with have already been answered by our Constitution and by the laws of this country. Let me start by saying categorically that there is no property in a dead body. Equally, there is no property in a person. That is why we have rules against servitude, slavery, and the rest. There is no property in a person. Equally, there is no property in a dead body. And if that is the case, a dead body can never be security. So you cannot detain it in settlement of outstanding financial obligations. Secondly, let me also acknowledge that under our laws, death creates certain ways of dealing with liabilities. As a sick person, that I owe the hospital that liability. But once I'm dead, the liability moves to my estate. And the law provides for the rules how to deal with liabilities of a dead person. So you cannot detain my body. You then have to deal with my estate. That is what our law says. Thirdly, Honorable Speaker, let me also say that you cannot detain a person after treatment. That is deprivation of their liberty. And liberty is one of the rights that cannot be limited if you look at our Article 24 and 25. Even if you want to limit my freedom of movement, you can only do so by order of the court. In other words, the hospital has to go and say, we are detaining Caroli Omondi, we have treated him, he owes us money. The court has to give them an order, but they cannot stop me from leaving the hospital.
Honorable Caroli Omondi, let me interrupt you.
Yes.
To acknowledge an institution I see in the speaker's gallery. They are actually living. May they hold, let them not leave before they are. Let the students return so that we may recognize them before they leave. Yeah, so in the speaker's gallery, we have students from Thao Kingley School, Nakuru Town Constituency, Nakuru County. On my own behalf and on behalf of the National Assembly, we welcome you to the House to observe proceedings. This is one house of our Parliament of Kenya, where we deal with the matters oversight, representation, and of course legislation. You are in the House at a time we are dealing with the first limb, oversight, in terms of how the executive are serving the Kenyan people. Welcome to the House and observe the proceedings as you engage in your learning tour. You may conclude now, the Honorable Caroli Omondi.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. As I've said, under Article 25 of the Constitution, you cannot limit liberty, and you cannot subject somebody to cruel and inhuman treatment and take away their dignity, like detaining a person who has been treated in a hospital. Finally, I think what we now need to deal with as a parliament is to seriously think how we can start regulating medical costs in this country. I think it is time to investigate what is happening in other jurisdictions, because these people charge whatever they want. Nobody looks into it. Nobody checks whether it is fair. Sick people don't have freedom of contract when you're trying to get into a hospital. You are basically at their mercy. And I think as a parliament, we need to come up with a law that regulates cost of medical services. That will also deal with elements of security that can be provided at the time of admission, so that we balance between commercial interests and the fundamental freedoms and the rights to fair treatment when you are sick. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Gishimu, Senior Counsel.